There's a moment in every man's life when he looks in the mirror and realizes the fire that once burned in his eyes has dimmed. He's not sick, he's not broken, but he feels like something's missing. Maybe it's energy, maybe it's confidence, maybe it's that spark he once carried, the one that made him feel alive, powerful, unstoppable. And he starts wondering, where did it go? When did the world take it away from me? When did I stop feeling like a man? I want to talk to you today about that feeling. Not the surface level stuff, not the muscle, not the pills, not the fake promises. I'm talking about the real strength, the one inside. And I'll tell you something. There's a simple vegetable, a metaphor, a truth that older men have rediscovered, not in the pharmacy, but in life itself. Because the truth is, real strength doesn't come from pills. It comes from presence, from the soil of your soul. You felt it, haven't you? That slow erosion of self. You walk into a room and people don't look at you the same. You speak, and your voice doesn't carry like it used to. You look at the woman you love, and for a second you wonder if she still sees you, or just the man you used to be. That's the quiet pain men don't talk about. Not the physical aches, but the emotional ones. The silent kind. The kind that keeps you awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering if you've already lived the best parts of your life. You remember the man who once chased dreams, fought battles, took risks. Now you wake up and think about bills, blood pressure, and regrets. And you tell yourself, maybe this is just age. Maybe this is how it's supposed to be. But deep down, you know that's not true. You know there's still a lion inside you. You can feel it pacing in your chest. But you've buried it under years of silence, responsibility, and disappointment. That's the pain, brother. That's the ache that no doctor can diagnose. And let me tell you something. You're not weak for feeling that way. You're not less of a man because you're tired. You're not broken because life has worn you down. You've carried decades of weight, family, work, heartbreak, loss, expectation. You've been the protector, the provider, the quiet one who keeps moving forward even when it hurts. That's not weakness. That's endurance. That's resilience. Men aren't robots. We feel, we bleed, we break. And somewhere along the line, the world told us we're not supposed to. But you've got to understand something. There is power in pain. Every scar you carry is a chapter in your story. Every time you fell and got up again, that's proof that you are still alive. So if you're sitting there thinking, I'm too old, I've lost my edge, I can't feel like I used to, I want you to hear me loud and clear. You haven't lost it. You've just forgotten how to feed it. See, here's the truth about why so many men feel empty inside. We've been taught to chase everything outside of ourselves, the cars, the money, the titles, the approval, even the pills that promise youth in a bottle. But no one taught us how to nourish the inside. Think about a vegetable growing in the soil. It doesn't need luxury, it needs sunlight, water, and time. That's it. Men are the same, but instead of sunlight, we live in stress. Instead of water, we drink fear. Instead of time, we drown in distraction. We've disconnected from the source, the roots that once made us alive. And then we wonder why the fruit of our life tastes bitter. You feel weak not because you're old, but because you've stopped feeding your soul the right things. That's the core issue. Not your body, not your age, but your energy, your spirit, starved by years of emotional neglect. But today, right now, this moment, you have a choice to keep withering or to grow again. And I mean really grow, not in muscle, not in ego, but in vitality. Because listen, age doesn't steal your strength. Stagnation does, comfort does, silence does. The belief that your best years are behind you, that is the real thief. You can't sit around waiting for motivation to come back. You have to create it. You have to pick up the metaphorical shovel, dig into the soil of your soul, and start planting again. That's what the men over 70 in this story did. They didn't run to doctors asking for pills. They went back to simplicity, to movement, purpose, laughter, truth. They started feeding themselves the right vegetables: peace, discipline, connection, love. And slowly, their energy returned, their confidence returned, their life returned. Because they remembered this simple truth. You don't need a pill to feel alive. You need purpose. So how do you do it? How do you reclaim that fire? Step 1, acceptance. Stop running from your reflection. Look in the mirror and say, this is me, this is where I am, and that's okay. Because healing doesn't start when you hate yourself, it starts when you accept yourself. Step 2, release the past. Stop replaying the mistakes, the failures, the women who left, the opportunities you missed. You can't plant new seeds in soil poisoned by regret. Forgive yourself. You did the best you could with the knowledge you had. Step 3, feed your body and your mind. Move, walk, lift, stretch. Not to impress anyone, but to remind yourself that you are still capable. Eat clean, sleep deep, breathe consciously. The simple vegetable isn't just food, it's a symbol. Feed yourself simplicity. Step 4, reignite your purpose. Find something that makes you feel useful again. A hobby, a project, a cause. Men lose energy when they lose direction. Purpose is the electricity that charges your spirit. Step 5, reconnect emotionally. Talk to your friends. Hug your grandchildren. Tell your partner what you really feel. Stop pretending to be unshakable. You're human, and that humanity is what makes you magnetic. Do these steps, and slowly, you'll notice something. You'll stand taller, you'll speak deeper, you'll feel alive again. Because here's what I want you to remember: you are stronger than time. You are not defined by wrinkles or weakness. You are not a number. You are a force. Every storm you've survived, every heartbreak you've endured, every morning you've risen when your soul wanted to quit, that's power. You are the sum of every comeback you've made. Don't let the world tell you that men fade with age. Real men ripen, they deepen, they become sharper, wiser, more dangerous in peace than they ever were in chaos. You are not at the end. You are at the evolution. You are not losing energy. You are shifting it. You are not empty. You are ready to be refilled with what truly matters. And I want you to picture this. You wake up one morning, the sun hitting your face. You stretch your arms, take a deep breath, and something inside you stirs. Not pain, not regret, but power. That pulse you thought you lost, it's back. That hunger for life, it's back. That look in your eyes, it's back. Because you finally remembered who the hell you are. You're not some forgotten story. You're a man who's been tested by time and survived. You've walked through heartbreak. You've faced failure. You've been betrayed, doubted, and overlooked. And yet, you're still here. So tell me, how could a man who's been through all that ever think he's weak? No, brother, you're not weak. You're weathered. And that's a different kind of strength. You are the oak tree that stood through storms others couldn't handle. You are the fire that refuses to go out. You are the soul that still hungers for meaning. And that is what makes you unstoppable. So listen to me. Forget the pills. Forget the shortcuts. Forget the lies that tell you your best days are behind you. Because they're not. You don't need artificial energy when you have authenticity. You don't need chemical power when you have emotional truth. You just need to feed yourself, not with things, but with purpose, not with fear, but with faith, not with regret, but with gratitude. So today, make a promise to yourself. Wake up tomorrow and do one thing that nourishes your soul. Walk outside, feel the sun, eat something simple, clean, natural. Call someone you love. Say something kind to yourself, because every small act of self-respect rebuilds the man you were meant to be. You're not too old to change. You're not too late to rise. You are not finished. You are just beginning a new chapter. And when you stand in that mirror again, you'll see it. The fire, the strength, the quiet confidence of a man who doesn't need validation anymore. Because now, you remember what real power feels like, so forget the pills. Feed your roots and rise again. Now it's your time to rise.